Live from Lancaster on SoCalCollegeSports.com, Porterville College, and Antelope Valley. It's AVC Baseball. On a gusty day, as you can tell from our center field camera, it is blowing out there, and that should aid the hitters here today. And Mike Cepeda, Jeff Stoynoff will be joining us shortly. In a little bit, we are about to get underway. Chase Hadley gets the start. Matt Toledo gets the start on the mound for the Marauders. Some Marauders and the Pirates here today. Monday baseball in the 3C2A. The 1-0 into center field for base hit. So Porterville, leadoff man aboard. Toledo. Fires in 1-0. Last couple times out, we've seen Marauders with a couple wins in dramatic fashion. Nice move over from Toledo. Toledo checks the runners. Toledo another fire over to first base. Check the runner. It is 2-0. We'll try to go to our center field camera when it's not as shaky as it will be throughout the day. Gale warning, and that was pretty close. And we'll get away from that. Initiate replay. Apologies. That went in there for strike one. 3-1 now. Man on first, nobody out. Top of the first inning. That one fouled off. So from 3-0 to 3-2, count now full. Luca Dincola led things off with a leadoff single. And that one over the head of David Grimsley, and the first two aboard for the Pirates. Toledo struggling with control, and well, the wind is a battle not only for our cameras but for the pitcher as well. You see the delivery, even though it's a shorter distance, there are some issues in terms of just keeping your composure up there on the mound. And Toledo's got to settle in. Chris Ortega now batting. for the Pirates. 2 aboard and an opportunity here for the Pirates to strike first in this one. Toledo checking the runners, comes home, and you see the movement on the pitch, and we have a visit to the mound. Bet it's Schultz. Will come out and have a discussion with his right-hander. Well, we have an opportunity here to talk about the Save the Date Inland Valley College Marauder Athletics Golf Tournament, Friday, June 3rd, 2022. Excited to be a part of that. Last year, got the invite from Athletic Director and Dean of Athletics and Kinesiology at Inland Valley College, Tom Gang. And we came out, made the most of it, had a great time. And we look forward to coming out again. First and second, nobody out, 2-0 on Ortega, and that pitch high, ball 3. Well, Porterville coming in with a record of 3-28 overall. And that's high, ball 4, and already some activity starting to loom in the bullpen for AVC. We see a couple players scoot on over, and believe they are sending, well, it looked like Abel Reeves. Well, okay, that would make sense because he's a catcher. George Mercado. Looking like the player that will start to warm up in the bullpen for the Marauders if Toledo starts putting up some crooked numbers on the scoreboard. And Toledo just cannot locate anything, really. I think he's throwing 2 strikes in this inning. One of them was laced into center field. That one off the bat of Luca Dincola, who led things off. He's at third. Grimsley at second. Ortega at first. That one in for a strike. This is Devin Gomez batting. See Gomez batting lefty. Early opportunity here, and it won't take much. This is fair. That looked fair. We won't have the replay, unfortunately, for you, but it certainly looked like it was fair. So, well, luckily for AVC, it wasn't fair. So the count 1-2. Toledo steps off. First time he's been ahead. And Gomez with an opportunity. One, two, popped up. Now pop-ups will not be routine plays here today. But that one made short work of by Ariv Camacho at second base. And that was not Camacho coming over from short, excuse me. Terry at second. Gives you an idea in terms of the coverage of how far you need to come over. So one away. Here in the top of the first, still no score, but the bases are juiced. Toledo trying to work out of a jam. CJ Fish, now the batter. The 1-0 in there for strike one. Fish digging in. Toledo ready. The 1-1. Foul back. So the second batter that Toledo's worked ahead of. It's 1-2 on Fish. Toledo delivers high, ball 2. I'll even it up. The 2-2. That one outside. See Toledo overthrowing. Nowhere to put him. One gone, and well, certainly love a double play ball here. If you're the Marauders. Marauders in the white. Porterville Pirates in the red and gray. The wind calming down, and that one inside ball 4. So Toledo loses Fish, walks home the first run of the ball game. It's 1-0 Porterville. That'll bring up JT Edmonds. See Edmonds, sophomore from Fresno. It's a big boy, 6'5", 205. Went to Clovis West. The wind starts to pick up and takes that off-speed pitch well outside. Wind is blowing from left to right as you look out from the high home shot. So anything going out to center field, right center, really going to carry. And some of those off-speed pitches going to be tailing away from right-handers. We see it again right there. So 2-0 now on Edmonds. Wind kicks up again, 2-0, swing and a miss. Bases loaded. One already across for the Porterville Pirates, and that one chopped over. This is double play ball. Trouble for Camacho. I don't think they're going to get Edmonds. They won't. One gone at second base, but a run does come home. Grimsley will score, and it's 2-0. First and third, but 2 outs now. Did you have it? That'll bring up Justin Francis. Swing and a miss. Oh and 1 on Francis. 2 gone, 2 across. Here in the top of the first, there goes the runner. There'll be no play. Edmonds steals second. That was called a strike. So the silver lining for the Marauders. Toledo ahead 0-2. On Justin Francis. Toledo. That one hooks well outside. Ball 1. One, 2 from Toledo. That one into left field for base hit. Might score 2, no, just the 1. Ortega comes home. It's an RBI 2-out single for Francis. They'll bring up Seth Correa. Local product from Porterville High School in Porterville, California. Freshman infielder and pitcher. There you see Correa. Throw over. That one hit over to short. Camacho, easy play, force out at second. That will do it for the Pirates in the top of the first, but they put up 3. 3 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and we head to the bottom half of the first inning. 3-0 Porterville on top of Antelope Valley.
Okay, you're getting me. I'm still not hearing the music, but okay, I'm going then. Bottom of the first inning from Lancaster, and the Marauders put themselves in a bit of a hole as Porterville puts a 3 spot on the board in the top of the first. And now they will go to work. Will the Marauders against left-hander Aaron Hernandez. Zach Terry set to lead things off. Breaking ball low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes on Terry. AVC coming in having lost their last 3 after they got themselves a couple of games over 500, getting to 14-12. They ran into a buzzsaw a week ago against LA Mission, dropping 3 straight, and now come in at 14-15 as they have a week of non-conference play before they'll get back to it next week. 1-1 on Terry. Hernandez ready in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. It'll be Terry, followed by Nuno and Camacho. Here in the bottom of the first. Figure to see some runs on the board today. The Marauders have swung the bat well all season long, but both of these teams have had some struggles on the mound throughout the year. Fastball high, 3 balls and a strike on Terry. Tell you a little bit about Aaron Hernandez, the left-hander making his 12th appearance, his 7th start. His record 0-6, an ERA of 8.55 in 33 2/3, way high and inside. And just as we saw Toledo struggle with control in the top of the first, Hernandez starts Terry off with a walk. And the leadoff man aboard, and that'll bring up Nuno. Getting a little deeper into the numbers on Hernandez, 33 2/3, he's allowed 38 hits, walked 40, and struck out 40. And I know that Mike Zapata in the director's chair today is thinking Nuke LaLoosh with those numbers right there. That is both a statement about the kind of stuff that Aaron Hernandez has with these strikeouts at greater than 1 an inning, but 40 walks in 33 2/3. And suffice it to say, control can be an issue. 1 ball and no strikes on Nuno. With Terry at first and Porterville on top, 3-0. A throw over to first, and the throw gets away, and that's going to allow Terry to advance to second and go down as an error. And of course, a familiar refrain for the Marauders, who have been solid putting runs on the board all season long. You certainly can't afford to give them extra outs or extra bases. And right away, they put Terry into scoring position. So they'll quickly conference up. It looked like Hernandez was maybe doing a little work around the mound, maybe in that landing spot, see if he can get comfortable. For Porterville, they're on the road, so this is not a mound that they deal with on a regular basis. And Hernandez looked to be trying to gain his footing as he gets ready to work to Nuno. A quick look at Terry at second. Now we'll look back. Here's the pitch. Fastball high. 1 ball and no strikes on Nuno. Josh Nuno, out of Santa Teresa High School in San Jose. He's had an outstanding season at the plate and on the mound in short work as well. 2 balls, no strikes. And Hernandez been up in the zone with pretty much everything early. Does have first base open, doesn't have to give in to Nuno, who's got the 2-0 count. And he'll be looking to drive one. Hernandez continues to check the runner, breaking ball in for a strike. What a boon it would be for the Pirates and Aaron Hernandez if he could locate that breaking ball. The sad numbers on the season, if you're a Porterville fan, coming in at 3-28, come in having lost their last 10, but in 8 of those 10, they've allowed double-digit runs. Foul tip from Nuno, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and obviously they're a work in progress under first-year head coach J.L. Buchanan. First of 2 between these two teams. A week from today, they'll be up in Porterville for Game 2 of the series. In between, the Marauders will have a couple of matchups with West Hills Coalinga as the teams break from the conference schedule. And we see some interconference play. Two and 2 on Nuno. Hernandez has the sign. Here's the pitch. Back to the breaking ball, and this time Nuno fouls it away. Still 2 and 2. Nuno's numbers comes in batting .404. No home runs, 25 runs batted in. Slow curve, cold, strike 3. Nuno down on strikes. Better than a strikeout an inning for Aaron Hernandez, and starts Nuno off with a couple of fastballs and then goes to the curveball and freezes him with the big hook. And that is not easy to do against a hitter as good as Josh Nuno, coming in batting over .400. And that is a tremendous job coming back from the 2-0 count to get the strikeout, 1 down, and that'll bring up Ariv Camacho. Hernandez ready. Camacho swings at the first offering and pops it up on the right side. This one playable, and it's Devin Gomez at first who will put it away. 2 down. Hernandez comes back to get Nuno and Camacho, and now he'll have to deal with the dangerous Nate Scott, third in the 3C2A, with 9 home runs in a 6-way tie for third. And he is a threat to go downtown, no matter what the conditions. Hernandez is going to go back to second. Not afraid to keep his eye on Terry after the throwing error helped Terry move from first to second initially. But Hernandez has been very concerned with Zach Terry since he got on base. Slow curve outside for a ball, but it has not taken away from his focus in getting 2 outstanding hitters in Nuno and Camacho. 1-0 on Scott. You saw out of Chaparral High School for Nate Scott. Outstanding first baseman out of Temecula. Fastball in for a strike, a ball and a strike on Aaron Hernandez. Mentioned that the Marauders ran into a buzzsaw against LA Mission as they were swept in their 3-game set last week. Porterville, it's a similar story. They ran into a very tough Merced squad that were able to sweep them 3 straight. So both teams come in looking to right the ship. A ball and 2 strikes as again Hernandez drops the curve in. Now he's got Scott in a hole, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Long look for Hernandez. And now he's going to go. Couple of checks on Terry. Here he comes. Got him. Went to the gas. And threw it by Nate Scott. What a job by Aaron Hernandez. Puts the leadoff man aboard, but then 3 up, 3 down against the heart of the order. And we head to the second. Porterville on top of AVC 3-0 on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Top of the second inning, 3-0. Toledo back out on the mound for the Marauders.
Top of the second. From Lancaster and Toledo back on the bump. First pitch in for a strike to Seth Correa, the second baseman, set to lead things off. Want to quickly correct something. I believe I misspoke in the top of the inning talking about the recent series for AVC. That was against LA Valley. The Marauders will be playing LA Mission in a couple of weeks. But LA Valley, with the impressive showing in the 3-game sweep last week, derailing the Marauders, who had started to play very good baseball under head coach Brian Moses. As they say, getting themselves back over 500 before running into problems a week ago. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Correa is gone to start the second, 1 down. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, A.J. Rocha. That's a nice job by Toledo, who got off to a very shaky start, putting the first 3 runners on, and eventually was able to get out of the inning. And let's see, that was not Correa, that was Rocha that was just at the plate. Now we're to the top of the order with Luca Dincola. Strike 1 to Dincola, who singled and scored. Leading off the game in the top of the first. No balls and a strike. Breaking ball in for a strike quickly. No balls and 2 strikes on Dincola. Bring you back live. Toledo tries the slider and misses. A ball and 2 strikes. Correa retired on a fielder's choice to end the first. Started with Rocha with the strikeout. Now 1 and 2 on Dincola. Two and 2. Josh Nuno out in left. Colin Hagan in center. William Joseph in right for the Marauders. Mason Johnson at third. Ariv Camacho at short. Zach Terry at second. Nate Scott at first. 2-2 pitch. Threw it by him again. 2 strikeouts for Toledo, who has settled down nicely into the second. Still trailing at 3-0, but starting to find his form. Is Matt Toledo, the battery, Joe Uribe, and the right-hander, Matt Toledo. For the Marauders, O'Brien Moses, no changes in the lineup. Going with what he has been putting out there the last few weeks, certainly, and with good reason. But the only change from the start of the year is Mason Johnson seeing more time and Joey Uribe, and they have both been swinging the bat very well over the last few weeks. Popped up on the infield. Going to be 3 up, 3 down. It's Scott who will move across and take it. Solid second for Matt Toledo and the Marauders. They'll come to bat in the bottom of the second, trailing at 3-0. Bottom of the second, William Joseph set to lead it off. He'll be followed by Mason Johnson and Nathan Duarte against left-hander Aaron Hernandez. And there is Joseph digging in from the left side with AVC trailing at 3-0 as they bat in the bottom of the second. Breaking ball outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Joseph. Hernandez working quickly. Tries the fastball, 2 balls and no strikes, and you can see the good movement. Saw Hernandez use the breaking ball effectively in the first. But there was some drop on that fastball that we just saw as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Back to the fastball and missed. 3 balls, no strikes on Joseph. William Joseph out of Shadow Ridge High School in Las Vegas. 3-0 pitch, low for ball 4. Leadoff man aboard for the second consecutive inning for the Marauders. That'll bring up Mason Johnson. Johnson out of Quartz Hill High School in Quartz Hill. And he has become arguably the most reliable bat in a strong lineup, particularly of late. Comes in batting .362 on the season. Breaking ball inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Not a whole lot of let up in this lineup. No home runs, 15 runs batted in for Johnson on the season. And everybody was pretty well shut down last week against LA Valley. Low for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes on Johnson. But the one guy who did have a few hits in the series was Johnson. Mason Johnson was 3 for 8 with 3 walks in the 3-game series. Fastball for a strike, 2 balls and a strike. So even LA Valley couldn't really slow down Mason Johnson. Though they still got the 3 wins. 2 balls and a strike. Good cut, and he fouled it away. 2-2. That was a fastball a little bit below the belt, and Johnson had a pretty good cut and still couldn't square it up. And again, particularly early. There's going to be a lot of movement on the pitches from Aaron Hernandez. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Johnson down on strikes, and that was tremendous movement. A lot of drop, and I almost wonder watching that ball if that's not some form of a split finger. But that's an awful lot of drop on that pitch to Johnson, and it usually takes something that good if you're going to get Mason Johnson, and that was nasty. Off speed, high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Nathan Duarte, designated hitter today, out of Palmdale. Duarte has been seeing more action of late as the designated hitter, with Joe Uribe getting more time behind the plate. And I'm not sure that that's going to entirely break the heart of Nathan Duarte. As we talk about, it's a tough assignment getting back there and handling the catching duties. And he's still in the lineup. 2 balls and no strikes. We'll see. I think the guys that do it, they love it. 3 balls, no strikes. JT Edmonds in left, Luca Dincola in center, Justin Francis in right for Porterville. Breaking ball way high. Duarte walks on 4 pitches. For Hernandez, he's already issued 3 walks and 1 1/3. Also struck out 3. So Aaron Hernandez has been exactly as advertised so far in this one. And here is Joe Uribe. Mentioned Uribe started to see more time because he just keeps swinging the bat so well. Had a cut. No balls and a strike. And again, that sinking motion on the fastball. And that is going to be a tough pitch to handle. Obviously starts out belt high, maybe even a little bit higher. And of course you're going to go after it, but the bottom really drops out. The 0-1. In for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. And it looks to me, as I'm watching Aaron Hernandez, that looks like 2 fastballs. I want to say one is more of a splitter with a little more drop, and one is more of a cutter that works away from the right-hander. Laced, but to third. The throw comes in low as Ortega came up with it on a hard-hit ball, but a good break for Duarte getting to second. It was going to be a bang-bang play. And let's see what the call is here. Yeah, I think he's got time there. I think that's got to go down as an error. As we watch the replay, and now they're loaded with 1 down. That is a tough break for Aaron Hernandez and the Porterville Pirates, as they had Uribe 0-2 and then got a double play ball. In all reality, first pitch in for a strike, but can't take advantage. Both these teams have been hurt by some miscues in the field throughout the season, and in a game last week, AVC in a loss to LA Valley had 4 errors. And again, that just makes it that much tougher. And now for Aaron Hernandez, he's got to go back to work with the bases loaded. Still only 1 out. 1-1 the count on Colin Hagan. They'll come in at the corners. Breaking ball inside, 2 balls and a strike on Hagen. A golden opportunity for Colin Hagen, who has been struggling somewhat at the plate. Last week, 0 for 7 in the series against LA Valley. But he could break out of it right here and get the Marauders right back into it with a base hit. 2-2. Well, each team with an error. I should say it's 2 errors now on Porterville early. First one didn't hurt him. Swing and a miss. Hagen down on strikes. And the Marauders again, you see another hitter go after that sinking fastball, and so far they have not been able to really even make contact on that pitch, much less do anything with it. That's a huge strikeout for Hernandez. Now he's got a chance to get out of the inning completely unscathed if he can get Zach Terry. Breaking ball high, 1 ball, no strikes. Terry aboard with a walk his first time up. Terry came in batting .290. No home runs, 14 runs batted in. With that walk in the first inning, Terry has now walked 21 times on the season. He's one of 4 Marauder players, or I should say one of 3 Marauder players with 20-plus walks on the season. 1-1. Bouncing ball on the right side. It gets through for a base hit. Terry going to come up with a big 2-out hit. This is going to put a couple on the board for the Marauders. It's back to a 3-2 game. Terry with a clutch 2-out hit. Brings home Joseph and Duarte. Uribe makes it to third. The inning's still going. With 2 down, now Nuno's got a chance to pull the Marauders even. Or more, depending on what he can do. Hernandez ready. Breaking ball outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. On Nuno, struck out his first time up. Couple of unearned runs for the Marauders, taking advantage of the extra opportunity that they get in the second. Outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Nuno's second on the team with 44 hits coming in. And now 110 at-bats. That's got him exactly at 400 up to the moment. Hernandez will throw over to first. Terry back easily. He did end up at second after a throwing error in the first inning. Eventually stranded at second. But Hernandez still interested in keeping him close. Another throw over. Well, ordinarily I would opine that perhaps Hernandez would be better served to focus on the hitter. He's 1 out away from getting out of the inning, but frankly, with his focus very much on Terry in the first inning, he was outstanding his first time through, working to Nuno, Camacho, and Scott. So appears to be able to split his attention. Now they try to fake to first and go to third. And Uribe is back. 2-0 on Nuno. Nuno was ahead 2 balls and no strikes his first time up. And Hernandez was able to come all the way back and get him on the strikeout. Hernandez ready. Here's the 2-0. Line drive. That's a base hit. Tie ball game. Uribe will come home to score. Terry going to make it easily to third as Nuno evens the score in the game and against Aaron Hernandez. That time Nuno wins the battle. Clean single to right. Game tied at 3. And as we speculated at the top, we're going to see some runs today. Already 3-3 in the second. I think before it's all said and done, we might see both teams in double digits. Breaking ball in for a strike. No balls and a strike on a Riv. Camacho popped out his first time up. Now the Marauders are looking for the lead. Fastball from Hernandez, lined into left, sinking, sliding attempt. Edmonds got it. Tremendous catch from J.T. Edmonds, robbing Camacho of a hit, robbing the Marauders of the lead. We'll head to the third, tied at 3. It's AVC Baseball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Top of the order, I should say, heart of the order, 2 up for Porterville. Here in the top of the third. All tied up at 3. It'll be 3-4-5. Ortega, Gomez, and Fish against Matt Toledo. For AVC, Ortega walked his first time up. First pitch in for a strike from Toledo. Toledo has settled down after a shaky start, retired 4 in a row as he goes to work on Ortega. Breaking ball in for a strike quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Chris Ortega, a freshman out of Clovis North High School in Fresno. In a hole now. Toledo up on the rubber. Tries the slider again and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ortega. Ortega on the season comes in batting .367, 4 home runs, 21 RBIs. The steady diet of sliders continues. From Toledo, 2-2. The 4 home runs for Ortega represents almost half of the home runs for the team. Overall, Porterville has 9 home runs. Ortega with 4 and Rocha with 3 are the only 2 players with more than 1. Popped up. Johnson moving in, makes the catch. 1 down. Bring up Devin Gomez. He popped out his first time up. There's the left-hander. Devin Gomez. Gomez out of Horizon High School, Thornton, Colorado. First pitch over for a strike. No balls and a strike. Toledo's last start went 5 2/3 in the Game 1 loss to LA Valley. In 5 2/3, gave up 7 hits, walked just 1, and struck out 6. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the control problems early, something of an aberration, as he had 3 walks in that first inning when Porterville put 3 on the board, but has found his bearings as he's moved on, now starting to locate much better. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count on Gomez. Didn't have a chance to give you the numbers on Toledo. This is his 4th start of the year, his 12th appearance, his record 0-2, 24 innings of work, his ERA 5.25, 34 hits allowed, walked 7, struck out 16. Breaking ball low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the numbers all season long would seem to indicate that Toledo usually has pretty good control. Certainly going to be a key for success. Swung on, popped up, over near the bag. It's going to fall in foul territory, and there's a time where the shift hurts you. You see that Johnson had to come all the way over from probably about straight away shortstop to get that ball. If he is closer to the bag, as he might be ordinarily, that's an easy out. We're talking 2 down and getting ready to work on C.J. Fish. Instead, it's another life for Devin Gomez. Still alive with a 2-2 count. Toledo ready. Shot back through the box. It's off of Toledo's glove and into right for a base hit. And that's a scary moment, as that was a rocket back through the box, and thankfully Toledo not directly in the way of it. A little bit off to the side, he gets the glove up. But this is where things flash right in front of your eyes there for just a moment when you're on that mound. I mean, it can be a dangerous thing to get into the box. But frankly, I think it's a more dangerous thing to go out on the mound. No balls and a strike. Because there is just no predicting when a shot like that's going to come back at you. And thankfully, Toledo and everybody's okay. And no check even of Toledo. Even with the shot off the glove, he's fine and ready to get back to work on Fish. That one gets away, hits Fish. 2 on, 1 out. Base hit for Gomez, and the hit batsman for Fish. And Porterville has something going in the top of the 3rd with 2 on, 1 out, and J.T. Edmonds coming to the plate. How quickly it can start to slip away. Moments ago, Toledo had set down 5 in a row. Managed to get a weak pop-up out of Devin Gomez that falls harmlessly. Gomez takes full advantage with a base hit on the next pitch. Follow that with a hit batsman, and all of a sudden, the Pirates have something going. No balls and a strike on J.T. Edmonds, retired on a fielder's choice, his first time up. And there is a look at J.T. Edmonds. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball way outside. Late break for second. The throw down from Uribe. And that was actually a snap throw looking to get Gomez, who had strayed from the bag, maybe even thinking about third. Then has to make the quick reversal to get back to second. Uribe's throw not in time. A ball and a strike on Edmonds. And JT in his sophomore year. Another product of Clovis West in Fresno. A ball and a strike. Toledo ready. Quick check, now comes home. Outside for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. Justin Francis waiting on deck. Edmonds coming in batting .202. Home run, 9 runs batted in. Foul out of play. 2-2. Porterville is a team batting .219 overall. I'd like to see Matt Toledo challenge these hitters a little more over the plate. See what they can do. That's over the plate, and it's driven deep to left. It's going to drop in for a base hit in left center. Over to cut it off is Hagan. Porterville going to retake the lead on the base hit by Edmonds. Boy, that first looked like when Edmonds hit it, that was going to have some carry on it, but might have caught it just a little bit off the end of the bat. Still enough to get it into the gap before Hagan was able to get over and cut it off. But Toledo elected to go after Edmonds with the slider with 2 strikes, and rather than working off the plate, he got one over, and Edmonds able to deliver. First pitch fouled away, no balls and a strike. Still 2 on, 1 out. So no matter who you're playing against, there's still some danger when you're talking about challenging hitters. Saw there with 2 strikes, Toledo, rather than working off the plate, instead challenged Edmonds directly, getting the ball over, and Edmonds delivered. No balls and a strike on Francis. Francis had a base hit his first time up. Off the end of the bat, Squibber to second. Terry going to go to second for 1. The relay, no relay. Be runners at first and third with 2 down. Francis retired on the fielder's choice. It was a good job by Terry to get the force, but no chance for Camacho. Francis getting down the line. That'll bring up Seth Correa. Correa ended the first on a fielder's choice, his first time up. Porterville back in front, 4-3 on the RBI single from JT Edmonds. Check swing. Slow roller to short. Camacho will go the short way to retire the side. But Porterville back on top on 2 hits. 1 run. We head to the bottom of the third, 4-3 in favor of Porterville. Heading to the bottom of the third. Nate Scott will lead it off for AVC. Back down a run after the RBI single by JT Edmonds gave the Pirates a 4-3 lead. Right-hander Scott ready. Aaron Hernandez back on the bump, and the breaking ball outside for a ball. 1-0 on Scott, who struck out his first time up. Hernandez ready. Popped up. Right side, foul territory. Room for Gomez, who's got it. Scott retired. One down. That'll bring up Joseph. Walked and scored in the second. First pitch from Hernandez. Slow curve, a beauty. No balls and a strike. Joseph came in batting .322. The walk, his first time up. His 24th on the season. That leads the team. Hernandez back to the curveball high this time, 1-1. Inside with the curveball, 2 balls and a strike. Joseph able to just get out of the way. Joseph digs in. Hernandez ready. Kicks and delivers. Outside. 3-1 on Joseph, and I think at 3-1, if Joseph gets one right where he wants it, he's probably got the green light, but knowing that Hernandez does have some trouble locating his pitches, gotta believe he's taking all the way, takes the curveball for a strike. 3-2. I think when you get to 3 balls with a guy like Aaron Hernandez, you got to give him a chance to throw you a ball 4. Back to the curveball. Joseph lifts it on the left side. Edmonds moving in. He's got it. 2 down. That'll bring up Mason Johnson. A strikeout victim his first time up. Hernandez appeared in Game 2 of the series against Merced in relief of Castaneda in the loss. Went 2 2/3, fastball just high, 1 ball, no strikes. Did Hernandez, allowing 2 hits, walking 1, striking out 1, allowing 1 run. So he gets the start here in the interleague week. Fastball low, 2 balls and no strikes on Johnson. He's gone 2 2/3 so far in this one. And he has the 4-3 lead. Missed the curve high. Johnson way out in front, 3 balls and no strikes. 2 outs, bases empty in the bottom of the third. The 3-0 from Hernandez. Johnson takes the curveball on the outside corner. 3-1. Nathan Duarte waiting on deck. Hernandez ready. 3-1 pitch. Lined into left, a base hit for Johnson. That's a fastball. Up in the zone and out over the plate. And Mason Johnson, especially the way he's been swinging the bat of late, he is going to devour that. And he did. That was a hard hit ball into left for a base hit. But I think if you're Hernandez in that situation, 2 outs, bases empty, They may as well go after him. Go ahead and challenge him. Now he'll go to work on Duarte. 1 ball, no strikes. Marauders looking for a 2-out rally in the bottom of the 3rd. Duarte walked his first time up. Swing and a foul tip. A ball and a strike. The count on Duarte. Duarte came in batting .283, a home run, 12 runs batted in. Hernandez from the stretch. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fly ball. Center field on the run. Dincola's not going to get there. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Johnson rounding third. They'll send him home. He'll score easily on an RBI triple from Nathan Duarte. All tied up again. Well, it was 2 outs, bases empty. But Johnson with a single and Duarte with a triple. The triple for Duarte is his 4th on the season. And AVC has pulled even once again at 4-all. And now it's Uribe. They could possibly give the Marauders the lead. Fastball over for a strike. Uribe reached on an error his first time up, breaking ball in the dirt, a ball and a strike. It's a good job by Grimsley. Again, the go-ahead run, 90 feet away. And Hernandez has the kind of stuff, the kind of movement that can be a challenge for a catcher back there. 1-1. Big swing and a miss. Ball and 2 strikes. Hernandez delivers, bounces it in. A little trouble locating it for Grimsley, but it doesn't get far enough away that Duarte can make a move. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Uribe trying to give the Marauders the lead for what would be the first time today. Porterville jumped out with 3 runs in the top of the 1st. And after the Marauders tied it in the bottom of the 2nd, Porterville took the lead again with a run in the top of the 3rd. Curveball low. 3-2 on Uribe with Colin Hagan on deck. Uribe coming in batting .339, a home run, 11 runs batted in. Payoff pitch. Curveball high. The walk to Uribe keeps the inning going, and it'll bring up Hagan. Struck out his first time up, and again, it's Colin Hagan with a chance to do some damage for AVC. He came up with the bases loaded his last time up. Hernandez was able to strike him out. But he's got another chance with the bases juiced here. Hernandez ready. Here's the pitch. All the way to the backstop. Way over the head. They're not going to get Duarte as he comes home to give the Marauders the 5-4 lead. And here's a curveball that just gets away. So 1-0 on Hagan after the wild pitch by Hernandez. 1-0 pitch, back to the fastball. Hagan pops it up. In back of first, could be a bad spot. It's going to drop in for a hit. The Marauders going to extend on the lead. This will be a 2-run single for Colin Hagan. And that is a welcome sight for that young man, who has had some struggles at the plate of late, but gets a bat on it. And sometimes it works just to place it perfectly. Over the head of Gomez, no chance for Correa. Francis can't get there, and Hagan drops it in. 2-run single to extend the lead to 7-4. Another ball gets to the backstop, and Hagan going to move up again. Terry at the plate, he's 1-for-1, singled and walked. Now a base hit from Terry could extend the lead for the Marauders. Hagan with good speed at second. You got to believe with the jump, he's going to be able to score if Terry can deliver a base hit here. I'm going to correct the score and get it back to 6-4. As Hagan's single brought home another run. Fouled away. 2 balls and a strike. This all started after 2 were out. Single by Johnson, triple by Duarte, a walk to Uribe, and then the single by Hagan. 3 runs in and a 6-4 lead. Curveball in for a strike. Count evened up on Terry, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, so Hagan with the RBI single after the run had scored on the wild pitch previously. And the Marauders have the lead at 6-4. 2-2 on Terry. Ground ball knocked down by Ortega, but they're not going to have a play as Ortega can't quite corral it. Everybody going to be safe. Terry will be at first. So the inning continues. And they'll go ahead and call that an error on Ortega. 2 on, 2 out. Nuno will be the batter. And Hernandez just trying to get out of the third. First pitch swinging. Sensational catch by C.J. Fish. Fish elevates it short to rob Nuno of a hit and get the Pirates out of the inning, but not before AVC comes back with 3 runs to take a 6-4 lead. That is sensational from Fish. You're watching Marauder Baseball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Heading to the top of the fourth. And leading things off for Porterville, it'll be A.J. Rocha to be followed by the top of the order, Dincola and Grimsley. Against Matt Toledo, who for the first time today has the lead. Breaking ball in for a strike. To Rocha, who struck out his first time up. Rocha swings, lifts a fly ball, short left, moving back. It's Camacho to make the catch, and Camacho makes that look easy. But in these conditions, that's a ball that could have been trouble, but Camacho gets a great jump and makes the catch over the shoulder to retire Rocha for out number one. One down, that'll bring up Dincola, 1 for 2. Led things off with a single, eventually came around to score. His first time up, struck out back in the second. Toledo ready. First pitch to Dincola. Line drive, that's a base hit. Dincola with a couple of hits. Pirates have a base runner in the top of the fourth. Bring up Grimsley. Walked and popped out in 2 trips. Luca Dincola, couple of stolen bases on the season in 2 attempts. Overall, Porterville as a team, just 19 stolen bases in 25 attempts. Ball 1 to Grimsley. Coach J.L. Buchanan wants to try and put Dincola in motion. Despite being at the top of the order. Again, Dincola just a couple of steals. 1-0 pitch. Grimsley takes it for a strike. 1-1 on David Grimsley. Grimsley came in batting .203. No home runs, 2 runs batted in. Throw over from Toledo. Grimsley coming to Porterville by way of Visalia, Mount Whitney High School. 1-1 pitch. Popped up. Shallow right. Terry moving back. Called off by Joseph, who will make the catch. Good job by William Joseph taking charge. And puts it away for out number 2. 2 down. Dincola at first, and Ortega will be the batter. Chris Ortega, 0 for 1 in the game. Popped out his last time up, walked in the first. But there's some danger for Toledo. Ortega, the team leader, with 4 home runs. First pitch, bouncing ball. Terry moving to his right, and he's out of position to make the play. On his way to cover the bag, and Ortega executes the hit and run to perfection right through the vacated spot. As Zach Terry tried to put the brakes on, but couldn't get back to that ball. That'll put runners at the corners with 2 down, and it'll bring up Devin Gomez. Well, we just saw the Marauders with a big 2-out rally, putting 3 on the board after Hernandez had the Marauders 2 outs and bases empty. And the Pirates would love to return the favor with some clutch hitting of their own. Backdoor slider misses, 1 ball and no strikes. Gomez 1 for 2. Singled his last time up. That was the rocket that was hit back through the box. Toledo got a glove on it, but couldn't knock it down completely. Fly ball left field, playable for Nuno. He's there to retire the side. Pirates threaten, but come up empty. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. Heading to the bottom of the fourth with AVC on top, 6-4 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Camacho, Scott, and Joseph, 3-4-5, due up for the Marauders, who will look to extend on a 6-4 lead as they bat in the bottom of the fourth. AVC looking to snap a 3-game losing skid after being swept by LA Valley a week ago. First pitch, back to the backstop from Hernandez again. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, certainly as Mike Zepeda alluded to in the top of the first, the windy conditions not really helpful to anybody. And you could see the wind gusting to such a degree that even some of these pitches can get away. Curveball from Hernandez, high for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, it's always an adventure out in Lancaster. Hot, cold, windy. Sometimes perfect. But a little bit of an adjustment day to day. A swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike, and Camacho can't catch up to the fastball from Hernandez. Arriva's 0 for 2, popped out and flied out. There's a little closer look at Arriva Camacho, who has had just an outstanding campaign here in 2022. 3 balls and a strike. The numbers really go on and on with Camacho, who comes in batting .353, 4 home runs, 31 runs batted in. He's cooled off of late after just having a torrid stretch through much of the conference schedule, where it would seem, without hyperbole, to say that Camacho was having multiple hits every day. And again, that's not just an exaggeration. You take a look at the statistics, and that's pretty much the story of it. 3 balls and a strike. Way high. Camacho with a leadoff walk to get things going in the bottom of the fourth. Four innings, and Hernandez has walked the leadoff man in 3 of them. And it is just not the kind of mistake that you can continue to make against a Marauder lineup that comes in as a team in the top 15 at 306 for the team batting average. And they were top 15. That number fell a little bit as they ran into a tough assignment again against LA Valley a week ago, and they were able to quell the Marauder bats, certainly to a larger degree than pretty much anyone else had been thus far this season. But AVC appears to be getting back to it with 6 on the board as they bat here in the bottom of the fourth, and we will have a pitching change for Porterville. We'll come back, tell you about the new pitcher here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Right-hander Ray Castaneda takes over for Aaron Hernandez. It's an exact opposite of what we saw last Thursday for Porterville against Merced, where Castaneda got the start in Game 2 of the series before giving way to Hernandez, who finished it out in the win for Merced. So Castaneda comes on to relieve Hernandez. And the first pitch, the runner goes, the throw down on one hop. They'll never get him. Camacho with the stolen base. Moves to second. One ball, no strikes to count. Or I should say, might be 0-1. Castaneda getting set to work to Nate Scott. In for a strike. Camacho at second. Scott 0 for 2 in the game. Struck out and popped out. Might be one guy who's happy to see a new pitcher. Get a look at Castaneda. Bounces it in. Camacho, meanwhile, breaking for third. The throw gets by Ortega. And the Marauders going to add another run. Well, Camacho does it all himself. Starts at first. A couple of stolen bases. A throwing error. And the Marauders push the lead to 7-4. There's a Reeve Camacho from the Ricky Henderson school. Don't really need anybody to drive in any runs. I'll just go from first all the way home on his own. Swinging bunt from Scott up the first base line. Gomez will take it himself to retire Nate Scott. One down. Joseph will be the batter, 0 for 1. Walked and flied out in 2 trips. And we get the official scoring. As Camacho stole second, stole third, and then indeed scored on the throwing error by Grimsley, is how it will ultimately be scored. Castaneda just misses on the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes on Joseph. Marauders with the 7-4 lead. Castaneda ready. Lined into center. It's going to drop in for a base hit in front of Dincola. Good piece of hitting from Joseph, who takes it right back up the middle. Dincola playing Joseph just slightly to pull, but also deep. No chance to get to that ball. 1 out base runner for the Marauders. On the Joseph single, that'll bring up Mason Johnson. He's 1 for 2, had a single his last time up. Castaneda ready from the stretch. Ball 1 to Johnson. For Ray Castaneda. It's his 12th appearance. His 10th in relief. 1-0 pitch inside, ball 2. Johnson out in front. Castaneda comes in with a record of 0-2, an ERA of 11.35, 23 innings of work. He's allowed 30 hits, walked 17, struck out 8. Two-0 to Johnson, low again. 3 balls and no strikes. Johnson, a guy I'd be tempted to give the green light on any count. 3-0 from Castaneda, well inside. Might have gotten a piece of him. It's a tough way to earn a walk, being hit by ball 4. Nonetheless, another base runner for the Marauders. Still only 1 out. 2 on, and Duarte coming to the plate. And Duarte has already had a nice day at the plate. He's perfect. He's walked and tripled. Got an opportunity here with a couple on. Castaneda ready, trying that inside corner and gets it. No balls and a strike on Nathan Duarte. Nathan now with 12 extra base hits on the season. 7 doubles and 4 triples. After the triple earlier, goes after the fastball. He's in a hole now. No balls and 2 strikes. Still only 1 out. Castaneda checks the runners now, comes home and gets Duarte. Big strikeout for Castaneda and the Pirates. 2 down, runners still at first and second, and Joe Uribe will be the batter. Castaneda trying to get out of the jam as he works to Uribe. First pitch swinging. Fly ball, deep right center, long run for Dincola. It's out of here. Joe Uribe. Well, I'll tell you. I think Joe Uribe likes it when SoCalCollegeSports.com comes out. He hit the dramatic home run earlier on our air. And the spectacular win against Canyons, and now we're back, and Uribe takes it out again. This time it's a 3-run shot to right center. The Marauders have broken it open here in the 4th. Hagan goes after the first pitch. This one's going to be off the wall. Edmonds gets it back in. Hagan is into second with a double. And the Marauders are teeing off on Ray Castaneda right now. He was 1 pitch away from getting out of the jam after a terrific strikeout on Duarte. But got one out over the plate to Uribe, who took it out to right center, and then Hagan. Again, both hits came on the first pitch. And I don't know if that's a quick adjustment. Maybe something said in the dugout for the Marauders, something that they picked up on. But it is worth noting that the last 2 hitters, Uribe and Hagan, both went up and went after the first pitch and hit it hard. No balls and a strike. Terry, the batter, 1 for 2, reached on an error his last time up. He singled and walked. And we see that a lot in our coverage. Cover a lot of Orange Empire Conference baseball and working with AVC, but so often the case, particularly with strong lineups, is the adjustments and the communication is key. Somebody picks up something they see, and the word gets around, and potent lineups tend to be filled with smart hitters as well, and guys that can make quick adjustments, and you wonder if maybe that's something that we saw there, where Castaneda was almost out of the inning, but again, Uribe and then Hagan both going up there and getting one they liked early rather than trying to work the count and get deeper. Got a ball they could handle right off the bat, Maybe Castaneda trying to get out in front in the count. And instead, the Marauders turn it around. The big blow, the 3-run home run by Uribe. And now Hagan at second after a double. Still 2 down. One more good pitch from Castaneda, and he can at least get out of the inning. Came on to relieve Hernandez and got Scott to ground out. Single by Joseph. Johnson hit by a pitch. Then he gets Duarte. Up in the zone, lined into left, but Edmonds positioned well. Makes the catch. Big inning for the Marauders. 4 on the board. We're through 4. AVC on top 10-4. C.J. Fish will lead things off for Porterville in the top of the 5th. AVC has come back after trailing at 3-0 and 4-3, but they've scored 7 unanswered and now have a 10-4 lead. First pitch swung on by Fish. Nuno under it, has it for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out for Toledo, now in position to get the win. That'll bring up J.T. Edmonds. Edmonds 1 for 2. Singled his last time up. Has a run batted in. Lays one down. Johnson on the charge. The throw too high. They were never going to get him anyway. Meanwhile, Edmonds able to turn at first, and he will make it to second. So this should go down to me as a single for Edmonds and a throwing error on Johnson. We'll see if that's ultimately the scoring, but it looked to me like Edmonds was going to be safe no matter what, but gets second as the throw from Johnson sails. It's a tough play for Mason Johnson, but you also wonder with the wind gusting the way that it is, that ball took off. And it is not easy to control. It's a tough day for pitchers and fielders alike. That ball was well over the head of Nate Scott, who presents a pretty imposing figure at first base. It's a pretty good target. And still, Johnson throws that one several feet high, and it just underscores how tough it can be between the play and the conditions. No balls and a strike. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Justin Francis, who's 1 for 2, singled and grounded into a fielder's choice. Porterville, 3-28 on the season. Looking up at a 10-4 deficit. The Marauders have stormed back in this one, fouled away. You remember the sage advice in our coverage of the 3C2A championships from Coach Len Money. When you got the big deficit, you can't get it all back with one swing. You try to put up a run where you can, put one on the board, think about getting another run, and then think about maybe putting up a crooked number if you can. Once you get a run in, runner breaks for third, the throw down not in time. That was bang bang at third. That's a gutsy call to send Edmonds. Good pitch to run, looked like a breaking ball. A little bit outside, it's a tough pitch to throw for Uribe. Ended up getting close, but couldn't quite get Edmonds, who has his second stolen base of the game. Breaking ball just outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes to count on Francis. Just to finish the point, again, if you're Porterville, step one is to try to chip away. If you're Francis, get this run in and go from there. No such thing as a 6-run home run. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Bouncer to third. Johnson will look him back and go to first. That is well executed by Mason Johnson. Takes it on the big hop. Edmonds, no chance. He's got to stay at third. 2 down. And Seth Correa will be the batter. He will try to pick up Edmonds with a 2-out hit. Correa's 0 for 2. Grounded out twice. First pitch swung on. Fly ball, center field. Hagan ranging over. He's got it. Toledo out of the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. 1 left on base halfway through from Lancaster. The Marauders leading at 10-4. Josh Nuno will lead things off in the bottom of the 5th, to be followed by Arif Camacho and Nate Scott. Ray Castaneda, the left-hander, or I should say the right-hander, back on the mound. Coming on to replace Aaron Hernandez last inning. Nuno digs in. He's 1 for 3. RBI single back in the second. First pitch from Castaneda, high for ball 1. Nuno came in batting just over 400. Wave and a miss. Good job by Castaneda taking a little something off, and he had Nuno way out in front. Nuno played in 2 of the 3 games against LA Valley. Didn't play in Game 2 of the series last Thursday here in Lancaster. He was 0 for 6 in the series. And that cooled him off from a torrid streak over the last 3 series before that. In the previous 9 games, Nuno, as again he's out in front on the change from Castaneda. Nuno had 18 hits in the last 3 series before struggling against LA Valley. Looking to get himself back on track. Has a hit already today. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's where Nuno's so tough. If you're Castaneda, you can hardly groove one to this guy. Nuno on the season, just 8 walks in 112 at-bats. So he won't be cheated, but he handles the bat well. Popped up left side, long run for Edmonds, but it'll hang up and he'll get there. 1 down. That'll bring up Camacho. Camacho 0 for 2 with a walk. Couple of stolen bases as he came around to score. Well, Nate Scott was still at the plate his last time up. Castaneda ready, misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. The Marauders are out on the road for 3 games after this one. Low for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. They'll be up at West Hills Coalinga for 2 games, and then shortstop for a game at Porterville before they get back to the conference schedule next week. Fly ball, center field. Dincola moving back. He can't catch up to it. It's going to get to the wall. Camacho rounding second. He'll head for third. No throw. He is safe with a triple. Camacho to the deepest part of the ballpark, and the ball kept on carrying and eventually gets over the head of Dincola. Another extra base hit. Ariv Camacho with just his 2nd triple of the season, but it's his 21st extra base hit and 49th hit overall. So Camacho at third with 1 down. RBI opportunity for Nate Scott. Castaneda ready from the stretch. The delivery outside for a ball. You think about Camacho and the speed and the high average and the ability to get on base, and you forget that he's got some power. 4 home runs. And he took that one to the wall and straightaway center. Dincola couldn't get all the way back there. A ball and a strike now on Scott. Scott's had a quiet day at the plate. He's 0 for 3. Grounded out his last time up. Castaneda has one he likes. From the belt. 1-1 pitch. And Scott cues it foul. A ball and 2 strikes. Nate Scott, 9 home runs on the season, 17 walks, 27 strikeouts. I know Castaneda would love to see if he could get him to chase something out of the zone. 1-2 pitch. Tried that outside corner, and Scott does a good job to just get a piece. That was solid location from Ray Castaneda. A little bit off the zone, but too close for Scott to take. And Scott does a good job just to foul it away, get another pitch. 1-2. Tried the breaking ball again, well outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Not a lot of hits today for AVC with 10 runs on the board. They've taken advantage of some of the walks and a couple of errors. But when they have delivered the hits, they've been big ones. Duarte with an RBI triple. Camacho at third with a triple. And, of course, the 3-run home run by Joey Uribe. So it's been timely for the Marauders. Payoff pitch. Outside for a ball. That's a great job by Nate Scott. Castaneda working on that outside corner, trying to get Scott to chase, but that was great situational awareness from Nate Scott. I think Nate Scott knew that that's what Ray Castaneda was going to try to do. Stayed disciplined and was able to work the walk. It's a tremendous job by Scott. He's aboard. That'll bring up William Joseph. First pitch, ground ball. It's through for a base hit. Another run on the board for the Marauders. Scott going to hold at second on the RBI single by Joseph. Two hits for Joseph in the game. Camacho comes around to score. There's Scott at second. Still only one out. And the lead now 11-4. That'll bring up Mason Johnson. 1 for 2. He's singled and been hit by a pitch. And there is Johnson. Castaneda bounces one in. A late throw down to second as Scott takes third on the wild pitch. 1-0. And you see now from center field that Joseph was able to advance to second. So it's second and third. 1 ball and no strikes on Johnson. And now Johnson can send in a couple of more runs if he could deliver a base hit. Big swing and a miss. And Castaneda, good disguise on the breaking ball. And Johnson, the wave and the miss. One and one on Johnson. In for a strike. Well, last inning, in a similar spot, Castaneda put it together and fanned Duarte. Got himself in position to get out of the inning before Uribe struck the big blow. He would love to get a strike out of Mason Johnson here, give himself a chance to get out of the inning. Off speed, that's a base hit for Johnson. Joseph will hold at third as the throw comes in. Johnson with 2 strikes, able to get the bat on it and deliver the base hit, scoring Scott and pushing the lead to 12-4. Well, you can do a lot right against some of these AVC hitters, and just one mistake, it's a little bit out over the plate, and Johnson, even with 2 strikes, delivers a clean single to left and another RBI. And Marauders now lead at 12-4. Breaking ball for a strike. Duarte 1 for 2. Had the triple back in the third that scored Johnson. At the time, that tied the game at 4. Since then, Marauder lineup has gone off 8 more, and they now lead at 12-4. Fly ball, deep left, back to the wall. It's out of here. Duarte, a 3-run shot. Man, oh man. Duarte will come home, be greeted by his teammates, and AVC has blown it open. Now leading at 15-4. Still only 1 out. And watch here. Another look. That's belt high out over the plate. Fastball from Castaneda, and And Castaneda had been going almost exclusively with breaking stuff for a lot of that inning. And was going to try and slip one past Duarte, and Nathan was ready. That'll be it for Castaneda. New pitcher coming on for Porterville. We'll come back, tell you about him. We're in the fifth. AVC leading at 15-4. New pitcher Ryan Blondell becomes the third pitcher of the game for Porterville. And Blondell, the right-hander, up and ready to work out of Lake Havasu High School in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. First pitch low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Joe Uribe. Uribe 1 for 2. 3-run homer his last time up, popped up, and back of short. It's going to drop in for a hit. Fish battling the wind. The inning will continue. Uribe gets the gift hit. He's aboard. Still with only 1 out. That'll bring up Hagan. Hagan's starting to get it going. He's got a couple of hits today. A single and a double. Hit it hard his last time up. A double off the wall. And you can see the conditions, the wind blowing. Out in Lancaster, Blondell's first pitch in for a strike. Blondell, his 11th appearance, 6th in relief. 0-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-1 on Hagan. Blondell, a record of 2-4, 36 2/3, the ERA 8.84. 57 hits allowed, walked 29, struck out 33. Curve in for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Hagan. Throw over and Uribe back. Fastball from Blondell high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mentioned that Hagan Tough series against LA Valley. Looking to get back on track after he'd had a couple of solid series before delivering 6 hits. As the Marauders won 4 out of 5. Eventually getting themselves a couple of games over 500. Right now they're in 4th in the Western State North with a record of 6-9 in conference play. A couple of games out of 3rd. It's a 3-team tie in 3rd. Everybody chasing Glendale at the top of the Western State North, still undefeated in conference play at 15-0. Full count on Hagen. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Blondell gets the strikeout on Hagen for out number 2. Back to the top of the order, and Zach Terry. 1 for 3 with a walk. Terry with a couple of runs batted in the game. Sidearm delivery from Blondell inside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Always presents a challenge for the right-handed batter. Interesting that Blondell, as this one's lined by Terry, it's a fair ball into the corner. This will be extra bases for Zach Terry. He'll make it easily into second. Meanwhile, Uribe digging hard. He will come around and score standing up. The Marauders have batted around. Terry now with 3 runs batted in the game after the RBI double bringing Uribe home. The lead now 16-4. As Terry able to rope that one down the line and into the corner. Started to mention that Blondell, interesting delivery. Sometimes it's the submarine from down low, and every once in a while the pitch comes from not even 3/4, almost straight overhand. And you don't often see that. Different release points in the same pitcher, at least not to that degree. 1 ball, no strikes. Or I should say no balls and 1 strike on the batter, Josh Nuno, who's 1 for 4 in the game. Swing and a miss from Nuno. Let's see if we see Blondell make the change again in that release point. We've seen a couple there. Decidedly sidearm. Nuno's going to ask for time and get it. Still got Terry at second. Nathan Duarte, Joe Uribe, a combined 6 runs scored and 7 runs batted in. And so often in our coverage all season long, it's been the heart of this Marauder order that's done so much of the damage. Another base hit for Nuno. Rounding second, it's Terry. Here comes the throw. Slides. He's safe. The lead now 17-4 as Nuno gets into the act with an RBI single. I started to say again that it's been the top of the order, the middle of that order, that's done so much of the damage. Not that we haven't seen good seasons, because we have from other players, but now lately, Johnson, Duarte, Uribe, it's the bottom part of that order, 6, 7, and 8, that are starting to really shoulder a lot of the load, and it's making a tough lineup that much tougher. This isn't something entirely new, seeing production out of Johnson, Duarte, and Uribe, but between the 3 of them, 9 runs scored, 8 runs batted in. First pitch popped up. Fish there. Marauders send 11 to the plate, and they push the lead to 17-4. It's AVC Baseball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Heading to the top of the sixth. And AVC now out in front 17-4. Matt Toledo back on the mound. He has gone the route so far, and he'll work into the sixth. First pitch outside and low for a ball. It'll be A.J. Rocha, and then Luca Dincola and David Grimsley. 9-1-2. Due up for Porterville, a ball and a strike. Rocha 0 for 2, struck out and popped out. Breaking ball misses, 2 balls and a strike on Rocha. Breaking ball inside, 3 balls and a strike. And after a shaky first inning, Toledo has settled down nicely. Limited Porterville to just the 4 runs and let the Marauder lineup run wild. 17 on the board. Couple of home runs to really break it open. Fly ball, center field, deep. Hagen back. It's going to one-hop the wall. He'll get it back in. Stand-up double for Rocha. Mentioned that Rocha, along with Ortega, have 7 of the 9 home runs this season for Porterville. So you can ill afford to make a mistake, and Rocha able to turn on that one and get it over the head of Hagen. He'll be at second. Dincola will be the batter. He's got a couple of hits. Here comes Dr. Moses. And he's going to make a move. That'll be it from Matt Toledo. We'll come back, tell you about the new pitcher for the Marauders with AVC on top, 17-4. New pitcher right-hander Sam Maudsley on for the Marauders. Maudsley out of South Anchorage High School in Anchorage. And he's on for the 14th time this season, his 12th appearance in relief. In 27 and a third innings, the record 3-1, the ERA 5.60. Starts out Dincola with a breaking ball high. 1 ball and no strikes. So Maudsley been one of the leading arms out of the bullpen for the Marauders this season. 27 and a third innings, he's allowed 29 hits, walked 12, struck out 16. The 1-0 Dincola. On the left side, Johnson going to go to first in time. They'll snap the throw to third, and not in time, as Rocha is able to make it to third on the ground out. Nice job by Johnson on the long throw. 1 down, runner at third. Well, you got to like the mindset and the outlook of Porterville down in this one, but under first-year coach J.L. Buchanan. They've stayed aggressive and continued to try and take that extra base where they can, when they can. Not necessarily thinking about, I know this one. Not necessarily thinking about, the overall score, but, the situation involved. And that's a good aggressive play on the base pass from Rocha to get to third. Now you can get a run in just 90 feet away in any number of ways. 1 ball, 1 strike. What ballpark was the film Major League shot in? Now, you got to know an 80s guy is going to know this one. It's tricky. I know what you're thinking because you know what team it is. 1 ball and 2 strikes in that team, in that movie. What a great performance by Rick Vukovic, former Cy Young Award winner, as Clu Haywood. I know we were big fans of that performance. Back to the box, Maudsley will look the runner back and go to first to get Grimsley. Rocha still at third now with 2 down, and that'll bring up Ortega, who's had a quiet day at the plate. It's a great job by Maudsley to field his position. Has the presence to look the runner back. Trying to get out of the inning scoreless as the Pirates bat in the top of the 6th. Slow curve high to Ortega. 1 ball, no strikes. Ortega came in batting .367. Starting to say it's a quiet day at the plate, but as I look down at the score sheet, he's 1 for 2 with a walk. So I think I'm not giving Chris Ortega enough credit. I suggested quiet day, but not an inefficient day. Swung on, deep drive to left, and it's just foul. Ortega had enough to take it out of here, but he just pulls it foul. He'll come back. A ball and a strike. Sadly, the ballpark for Major League is no more. It's a dual-purpose ballpark, actually, for those that may remember that time, as so many parks were. That was before the day and age of the every team has their own seemingly multi-billion-dollar facility. That was back in the golden age of the cookie-cutter, dual-purpose, multi-purpose facility for hosting anything and everything. Bouncing ball to third. Johnson on the backhand. Picked by Scott. That'll do it for the top of the 6th. Porterville threatens, but nothing doing. No runs on a hit, no errors. And one left on base heading to the bottom of the sixth. AVC out in front, 17-4 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Keenan Shaw in at second base for Porterville, taking over for Seth Correa as we head to the bottom of the sixth, where Nate Scott will lead things off. Ryan Blondell back on the rubber, first pitch on the inside corner, no balls and a strike. Mike, you'll just have to let me know when I can deliver the answer to our trivia question, or you can. It's fine. I will say that we mentioned Rick Vukovich playing Clu Haywood in that one, and for those that are fans of baseball in that area and remember Rick Vukovich, that's a little bit of a clue as to what park was used. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And there is your answer. Milwaukee County Stadium, and of course Vukovich was the number 1 starter for the most part for that Brewers team in 1982 that went to the World Series. Ground ball to third. Nice pick at first by Gomez to get Uribe, or I should say to get Scott, to start the bottom of the sixth, 1 down. I don't know, Mike, between me and you, who's going to be tougher to stump on Major League Trivia? I'm not talking Major League Baseball. I'm talking Major League the movie. You're pretty good. I don't think I could beat you in Major League Trivia. Very, very close. 1 down. That'll bring up Joseph. 2 for 3 with a walk. Blondell ready. Way outside. Tried the corner and missed. I was able to even drop in a little of the great Harry Doyle call as Blondell. Just a shade outside with the first offering. 1 ball, no strikes. And there you see from Blondell, that looked like definitely a different release point on at least one of his pitches, where he will go straight sidearm and then come up to much more 3/4 on occasion. And you see more of that submarine, and that's low. He's way behind now to Joseph, 3 balls and no strikes. Yeah, County Stadium. Looks pretty good. It's pretty good pass for Municipal Stadium in Cleveland. Again, I think those ballparks had some similarities to them. Wonder how far apart they were made, how they were built. I wouldn't guess that much of a difference. Both older parks lined over Gomez, in for a hit. Francis into the corner to get it. Joseph rounding first. He'll make it to second. It's a stand-up double. 3 hits for William Joseph on the day. This is a good job by Joseph. Gets a ball he can handle and ropes it over the head of Gomez and into the corner. The batter will be Mason Johnson. He's 2 for 3, a couple of singles, also been hit by a pitch. 3 runs scored, a run batted in. Fly ball, right center, moving over. Francis has it. On the play, Joseph will tag and make it to third. Both teams continue to stay aggressive on the base pass, despite the score being pretty one-sided at this point. AVC with the 13-run lead at 17-4, 2 down. And the batter will be Duarte. Has a triple and a home run. 2 for 3 with a walk, 3 runs scored, 4 runs batted in. Blondell tries for the inside corner and missed. 1 ball and no strikes. Up to the moment now, Duarte with 16 runs batted in, a couple of home runs. Amidst all these hitters on the AVC squad, interesting to note that somewhat quietly, it's Nathan Duarte that's second on the team with now 23 walks on the season. I usually think of Duarte being pretty aggressive at the plate, triple and a home run in this one, and a guy who goes up there and definitely gets his hacks in, but underrated perhaps for his discipline at the plate and for his eye. So he has been able to get himself on base in any number of ways all season long. Fly ball, deep center, Dincola back to the track. It's going to one-hop the wall. And Duarte, with that double, is now just a single away from hitting for the cycle. 5 runs batted in the game for Duarte, 17 on the season. The lead now 18-4. As Duarte again flashes power. It's a good ball to handle when he hits it hard, and Dincola not able to get back in time. Tried to see if maybe he could leap and make the catch, but that ball just too much carry on it. Slow curve in for a strike to Uribe. Uribe's 2 for 3. His 3-run homer back in the 4th inning really broke this one open. At that point that he hit the home run, it was a 7-3 game. AVC had come back to take the lead, but after that shot, it was 10-3, and the Marauders were firmly in control, and since then they poured it on. 18 on the board as they bat in the bottom of the 6th. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Uribe. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cold, windy day in Lancaster. It's Marauder Baseball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Curveball on Uribe. A swing and the miss. They'll throw down to finish it off. Blondell out of the inning, but the Marauders tack on a run on 2 hits. We'll head to the 7th. AVC on top, 18-4. Devin Gomez, C.J. Fish, J.T. Edmonds to bat against Sam Maudsley in the top of the 7th. Marauders closing in on a win that would break a 3-game losing streak and get them back to 500 on the season. Maudsley ready. First pitch. Fastball lined into right, a base hit. Gomez with a couple of hits on the day. Pirates struck first with 3 in the top of the first. And since then, they've had some chances, put some runners on, but only managed to plate one more run. It's been a good job by Toledo and now Maudsley of scattering some hits and walks and stranding base runners and getting back to the dugout without allowing any more runs. Just one more on the board since that first inning. Down goes Fish as he took a big swing at that one, and he's holding the left ankle, and it looked a little awkward, just kind of spinning as he came out of it. He had a big cut at this ball, and I'm going to have to sort of partially look away, as I don't really like to take too close a look, and it's hard to tell if he fouled it off the ankle or if he turned or twisted that ankle, because it did look a little awkward as he finished up that swing. And they will take a look at C.J. Fish, and again, they'll look at that. Should be his left ankle, I believe. Fish is 0 for 1 of the game. Been on a couple of times with a walk and a hit by pitch, but remember back. See if I could consult my scorecard here, but Fish with a sensational catch on a line drive. Yeah, it was back in the 3rd inning off the bat of Josh Nuno. And it was a tremendous catch as he was able to stretch out, use every bit of that frame to get up there. 6'2". Pretty good-sized shortstop is C.J. Fish, and he needed every inch of it, as it was all 6 foot 2 inches and a pretty good vertical to get up for the line drive by Nuno and rob Nuno of a base hit that would have extended the inning. So he's had a nice game so far, and obviously nobody wants to see anybody injured at this point. Or at any point, of course. And a good sign preliminarily, he's up. And that's always good to see. And testing the stability, no doubt, on that left side, that left ankle. And we'll see if C.J. Fish is going to stay on. Yeah, hard to say. Again, if that was a ball off the ankle, or if that was, again, just a weird landing as he took that step in to take a swing, and something on the transfer of the weight to that left side, and it gave way, and he went down quickly and was in some noticeable pain. Going to give you one more look here from and back. And yeah, I think it's just how he landed. I don't think that ball hit him on the ankle. But again, the good news is C.J. Fish is back up and appears to be okay, and in fact is going to stay on in the game. So no balls and a strike, and we'll get back to it. With a runner at first, nobody out. And C.J. Fish from Porterville High School, right in Porterville. So stayed as close to home as you can. 0-1 pitch. Bouncing ball. Camacho charges, goes to Terry for one. The relay, there won't be one. They were never going to get fish. At first. Fielder's choice. One down. This is a ball that could be trouble. Watch the replay. But Camacho does a good job charging, sure-handed, and delivers a good throw to Terry at second. And judging by how Fish got down the line on the chopper, I think the ankle's okay. He wasn't even in the picture, as he had already crossed first base. So that's as good an indication as I think you're going to get. One down. And I can't quite tell, Mike, if we could stay there. Is that still CJ Fish? At first, it looks like it is. Hard to tell from that angle. Trying to get tighter on there for me. No, that looks like a pinch runner. So it looks like they did elect to replace CJ Fish. It's Tyson Tellez, who has come on to run for Fish at first, and obviously in a 14-run game, not a whole lot of reason to take chances with that left ankle as the ball gets away, and Tellez moves to second. JT Edmonds at the plate. Maudsley ready. 2-0 pitch, change, and a swing and a miss. And that's what Maudsley does well. It's going to be primarily breaking stuff and off speed. Sam Maudsley going to kind of keep you off balance, mix up his pitches. And that was a great job pulling the string on Edmonds. 2 balls and a strike. Back to the fastball that time. And that was actually 2 strikes on Edmonds. So Edmonds down on strikes for out number 2. And Maudsley gets the strikeout. 2 down. Runner at second, and Justin Francis due up. And we'll have a pinch hitter as Stephen Leo will bat for Francis. Leo comes in batting 171. First pitch for Maudsley, swing and a miss. And Maudsley does a good job changing the eye level, working a little bit up in the zone to Leo. Out in front, no balls and a strike. Leo 6 for 35 on the season at the plate, appearing in his 18th game. Maudsley ready. Over for a strike, quickly ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Interesting to see the difference as well, watching some of the pitchers earlier, and a lot of focus on the runners on base, and Maudsley, barely a look. He is dialing in on Stephen Leo. If he can take care of business on Leo, he knows he's out of the inning. 0-2, breaking ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stephen Leo in his freshman year out of Golden, Colorado. Maudsley has the sign now. He'll check the runner. Low for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First of a 4-game stretch, non-conference play for the Marauders. Popped up. Drifting into fair territory, Scott will call everybody off and take it to retire the side. Heading to the 7th inning stretch, AVC in control. You're watching Marauder Baseball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Heading to the bottom of the 7th. And Colin Hagan set to lead things off against Ryan Blondell. Saw the trivia question, who was the first major leaguer to strike out 2,500 times in a season? I've got a guess. My first guess, I think it was Reggie. Inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think he had the combination of longevity and the, shall we say, aggressiveness at the plate to possibly get that one. I feel like I might have heard that one before, but I'm going to guess Reggie. Could definitely be wrong. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. I'll tell you, I read a book about Reggie Jackson several years ago. It was interesting, a lot of good stories. Obviously, had a very interesting career. But I'll tell you, Reggie Jackson was really a heck of a football player, extremely talented football player. And when you see how he runs and his frame, for those who might remember, wave and a miss, and Hagan down on strikes to start the 7th, 1 down. You got to believe it was true because he had just a terrific frame for football, and he was really an exceptional athlete, and really by all accounts an outstanding football player. I believe he had a scholarship to Arizona State to play football, and then did make the decision to pursue baseball as the first choice. 1 ball, no strikes. But a guy who I think before you really saw a lot of that really would have stood a very good chance of being a 2-sport athlete. A ball and a strike. All right, I'm hot today. I had the county stadium. They met with the major league question. Looks like I got Reggie. Well, when you stick in my in my bailiwick, when you stay in the area that I followed, I got a shot. 2 balls and a strike. Tellez did stay in the game at short, replacing C.J. Fish. 3 balls and a strike on Terry. Terry with a couple of hits. 3 runs batted in the game. And draws a walk. Nuno will be the batter. 2 for 5. Couple of runs batted in, and we'll have a pinch hitter. Obviously an opportunity for both coaches to get some at-bats for some players, get some time on the field. Dom Antonetti will bat for Nuno. Breaking ball low. Terry not going to go. Dom Antonetti started for a large portion of the early parts of the season for the Marauders. Crowded outfield with Nuno, Joseph, Hagan, among others. Lifted foul. Ortega not able to get there. Antonetti batting .267 on the season. 2 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Called strike. 2 strikes on Antonetti. And Antonetti out of Modesto. Spent some time at Modesto Junior College before coming to AVC. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll be back at AVC tomorrow. Coverage of women's softball against San Bernardino Valley. First game at noon. Inside to Antonetti, full count. Long look from Blondell. Here's the payoff pitch. Cold strike 3. Curveball from Antonetti, and he located it perfectly. 2 down. Couple of strikeouts in the inning for Blondell, who has done a nice job since coming in to replace Castaneda. That's his 3rd strikeout of the outing. Way outside for ball 1. Ariv Camacho at the plate. He's 1 for 4 with a walk. Couple of runs scored. Tripled and scored in the 5th. Blondell tries the curve. 2 balls, no strikes. Babe Ruth hit his final home run of his career with which team? If only I had seen one of the many, many movies about Babe Ruth. I'd probably be able to get this one. I do have a guess. Camacho 1 for 10 in the series against LA Valley, but before that, he had multi-hits in 8 of his previous 9 games. 2 balls and a strike. So talked before about how consistently spectacular Ariv Camacho has been this season. But not just hits in 8 of 9. 2 or more. Practically lives on base. Fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I think you got a chance at this trivia question if you're a fan of Babe Ruth or a fan of movies. Because Babe Ruth had a few movies, I think, made about him. Or maybe I'm just remembering the Babe more than once. 2-2 pitch, off speed low. I'm going to guess this one the next inning, next half inning. Going to come back with my guess. Full count on Camacho. Here's the pitch. Popped up. Gomez to retire the side. We'll head to the 8th. AVC on top of Porterville, 18-4 here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. New pitcher Austin Johnson, the right-hander, comes on to replace Sam Maudsley, third pitcher of the game for AVC. He's out of Capistrano High School in Mission Viejo, and his first pitch swung on and lifted to center. Hagen there. One pitch, one out. And the batter will be A.J. Rocha. All right, I'm ready for my guess on the trivia question. Babe Ruth's last home run was hit for which team? I'm going to say the Boston Braves. Johnson ready. Curveball. In for a strike. No balls and a strike. Give you the numbers on Johnson momentarily. Back to the curve, in for a strike. Quickly, no balls and two strikes. Johnson has gone back-to-back slow curves, and Rocha's been unable to get the bat off the shoulder. Here's the 0-2. Fastball roped foul. Johnson making his 6th appearance, all in relief, a record of 1-0. In 8 1/3, he's allowed 9 hits, walked 4, struck out 2, an ERA of 10.80. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count on Rocha. Rocha's 1 for 3, doubled his last time up. Curveball, chopped foul again. I think Johnson is so effective with his off-speed pitches that you almost wonder if there shouldn't be a shift that's based more on the pitcher and not on the batter. You feel like you should move everybody more toward that left side. It's just so hard to go the opposite way against Johnson, who just constantly seems to have you off balance. 1-2 pitch. And curveball almost taking on an eephus pitch quality to it. And it's really hard sometimes to square up a pitch like that. Dave LaRoche school. Inside, and Rocha ends up at first. I believe that pitch hit him. So Johnson was ahead, no balls and 2 strikes, but he loses Rocha. A man on. And back to the top of the order with Luca Dincola. Dincola's 2 for 4, a pair of singles. A run scored. High for ball 1. Dincola came in batting .252 on the season. Couple of hits today. Swing and a miss. A ball and a strike. Dincola off to a fast start this week. It's 3 for 13 in the series against Merced. He's now hitting 3 straight with the base hits here today. Again, a big swing and a miss at the curve. And Johnson's out in front again, a ball and 2 strikes. Curveball popped up on the right side. And it's caught for out number 2. It was Terry that eventually brought it in. Two down. You see Dincola, even against the off-speed stuff of Johnson, he really tries to stay back and take that one the opposite way. But it's easier said than done. Couldn't manage to put square contact on it. Ends up popping out to Terry. 2 down. David Grimsley scheduled to bat next, but we'll have a pinch hitter. And it'll be freshman Nicholas Fry out of Fresno, who will come on to pinch hit. Fouled it back to the screen. Fry, another player that has seen stretches in the lineup, often behind the plate, and pinch hitting for Grimsley, who was the catcher today, so expect to see Fry to come out and dom the tools of ignorance, as they call them, in the bottom of the inning. Breaking ball, chopped to third. Johnson gonna go to Terry at second to retire the side. Heading to the bottom of the 8th, AVC looking to get back on the winning track, and they're on their way here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Bottom of the 8th. There it is. Telling you, I'm rolling. I'm going to give you the great Bill Murray line from Ghostbusters. No studying. Well, you're bound to ask the right questions eventually. Nate Scott lead things off against Ryan Blondell. First pitch swung on. Sky high right center. Dincola camped under it, and he's got it. One down. In the bottom of the 8th. Marauders looking for their 15th win of the season. Mike reminding me that anyone can win the lottery. So true. One down. Blondell's first pitch low and away for ball 1. William Joseph at the plate. He's been on 4 times in 5 trips. 3 hits and a walk. Another big day at the plate. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. We have a little drama. If anyone reaches, Nathan Duarte is due up, and a base hit would be the cycle. Inside for a ball. That is imminently doable. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I'm not sure if Nathan knows. Probably does. I don't imagine it's that hard to keep track at some level in your head of what you've done in a game. Can't say for sure. A walk to Joseph. That'll bring up Mason Johnson. Johnson, just another Mason Johnson type day at the plate. He's 2 for 4. Been on 3 times. 3 runs scored, a run batted in. Blondell ready. Popped up. Tellez moving back, battling the wind. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Johnson with his 3rd hit. 2 on. Not the easiest of plays, even under benign conditions, but the wind's still whipping out there. And Tellez backing up. Couldn't quite get himself under it. Ends up being a base hit for Johnson. And here is Duarte. 3 for 4. A double, a triple, and a homer. Need a cycle-related trivia question. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to answer that one. Not sure what it is, but I am going to bet money that I won't be able to answer it. Breaking ball from Blondell, low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Duarte with 5 runs batted in the game. Lined into left center field. Back. It's off the wall. Duarte going to drive in some more runs. It's 1 more. And Duarte holds at first. I'm looking. I don't see Duarte at second. And I think that means he's hit for the cycle. Almost took it out of here. That would have been a heck of a way to lose the cycle, as he would have had to settle for just another home run. But Duarte elects to hold at first rather than risk going for second. And he's got 4 hits, including hitting for the cycle, 6 runs batted in. What a day for Nathan Duarte, as AVC now leads it 19-4. Just the 5th run scored for William Joseph. He's been on 5 times. They brought him around every time. Slow curve in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. will have a pinch runner for Duarte at first. And he will finish out his day, and what a day it was. With 4 hits, hitting for the cycle, and 6 runs batted in. Blondale ready. Breaking ball inside, 2 balls and a strike on Joe Uribe. If you're wondering what the season high in runs scored for the Marauders is this season, they're still a little ways off. Pop foul out of play. They erupted for 28 runs at Victor Valley on February 16th in a 28-11 win. 2-2. Again, tried to front door that slider on the inside corner. Working inside and try and bring it back out over the inside of the plate. As Duarte has keyed this offensive explosion. It's not the only one, but gets the job done, and 4 hits. 6 runs batted in. Uribe, meanwhile, drawing the walk. Loading the bases. Still only 1 out. Is Blondell perhaps starting to run out of gas? He came on to replace Castaneda in the 5th. So he has worked almost 3 innings and put some runners on. And here comes J.L. Buchanan. And does he think about making a move here? Still only 1 out in the inning. Now it's going to be Blondell who's going to stay on. The pinch runner, Julian Blackwell, for Duarte. Bases loaded, 1 out. Colin Hagan due up. Will we see Brian Moses go to a pinch hitter? Haven't seen Omar Santamaria today. And here's Omar Santamaria. So it will be Santamaria who will hit for Hagan. Blondale ready. Breaking ball in for a strike. No balls and a strike on Santamaria. 5'9", out of St. Bonaventure High School in Ventura. Outside. 1-1 on Santamaria. Santamaria batting .283, no home runs, 4 runs batted in. Got a piece of him on that left elbow. Let's watch here. No, even in further inside. A little bit behind him. Santamaria going to head down to first after being hit by the pitch. Johnson comes home with the 20th run of the game. Back to the top of the order with Terry inside for a ball. High for ball 2. Terry's already walked a couple of times. He's been on base 4 times with a couple of hits. Blondell all of a sudden having all kinds of trouble with location. He's way down in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Marauders thinking about one more big inning before they head out on the road. Heading up north for a stretch of 3 games. Walked him on 4 pitches. Terry quietly with 4 RBIs. Blackwell in to score. Dom Antonetti, who struck out pinch hitting for Nuno. His first time up. Blondell misses again. And J.L. Buchanan is going to let Ryan Blondell figure his way out of this. Line drive, left field, well hit. Gonna one-hop the wall. AVC gonna tack on some more as Antonetti barrels it up and clears the bases. Well, the Marauders are going to go after that season high. It's at 28. Still only have 1 out. Here in the 8th. And the Pirates just trying to get off the field. 1-0. Bouncing ball. Tellez to his right. The throw comes in a little low. Gomez not able to block. And the throwing error will move Camacho to second. Be interesting to see if that goes down as a base hit and an error. Antonetti comes home to score, and I got to believe it does. I think Camacho's got a chance to just beat it, even if Gomez can come up with that ball cleanly. And now J.L. Buchanan going to come out and make a move here in the bottom of the 8th. Come back and tell you about the new pitcher. You're watching Marauder Baseball on SoCalCollegeSports.com. New pitcher Michael Diaz comes on with 1 out in the 8th to work to Nate Scott. First pitch, Scott fouls it off. No balls and a strike. Diaz, freshman out of Summit Charter in Porterville. Fourth pitcher of the game for the Pirates, misses inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Diaz makes his 14th appearance on the season, record 0-2, ERA of 10.80 and 18 in the 3rd innings. He's allowed 33 hits, walked 13, and struck out 8. Camacho at second after he reached on an error. 2 balls and a strike on Scott. Scott still hitless on the day. 0 for 5 with a walk. The 2-1 from Diaz. 1 hopper to short, Tellez with the throw to get Scott. 2 down. Second time today that the Marauders have batted around in an inning. Joseph due up next. He's been on base 5 times, 3 hits and 2 walks. He was another player who had a quiet week against LA Valley. Outside for a ball, 1 ball, no strike. Going just 1 for 8 in the 3-game set. Did have 3 walks in Game 3 of the series, so still finding his way on. In on the hands, and Joseph with just enough to get it through for a base hit. Camacho gets the good jump with 2 outs. He will score easily. 4 hits today for Joseph. And Antelope Valley now on top 26-4. Well, that was pretty good location from Diaz. In on the hands. Able to bust it inside. And Joseph hardly crushed it, but places it perfectly. It's been that kind of day. And able to get just enough muscle to get it up over Diaz and into center field for a base hit. Another run scored. Sky high and back is short. Tellez backing up. Edmonds coming in. He's not going to get there. Everybody's going to be safe. That was shades of a play earlier and a similar hit ball, but Porterville going to get out of the inning anyway as Johnson tries to stretch it into a double, and he's thrown out to end the inning. But AVC tacks on some more, and we'll head to the 9th. All Marauders leading at 26-4. We'll head to the ninth. And AVC going to break their 3-game losing skid and get back to 500 with an impressive win against the visiting Porterville College Pirates, as the Marauders have exploded here today with 26 runs on the board. Line drive into left center. And a base hit for Ortega, his second hit of the game. 5 players who've hit for the cycle 3 times. I will go with the surprising guess of Babe Ruth. Yes, I said it. As Ty Cobb once famously said, he ran pretty good for a fat man. It's Ty Cobb's words, not mine. If I remember the movie correctly. Fly ball to left. 1 down. Maybe George Brett. Thinking about guys who were great hitters who did have some seasons where they had a lot of triples. You think the triple is like the hardest part of the cycle. 3 times, though. 1 down. First pitch swung on again. There's another base hit. Hagan will come over to cut it off. The throw off the mark, but the runners will stay put. It'll be a double for Tellez. 2 on, 1 out. Special thanks to our team in Lancaster, Matt and Scott Tyndall. Of course, today's broadcast is always produced and directed by Mike Spada. Special thanks, of course, to Tom Gang, Athletic Director at Antelope Valley College, for helping to spearhead coverage of Marauder Athletics, making that happen here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. No balls and a strike. Another pinch hitter. Want to thank our sponsors as always. Fly ball into left. This one's going to drop for another hit. And Porterville going to scratch across a run here in the ninth. Fonder Solari, Hunter Dodge of the West. Runners at the corners. Pitch low for ball 1. Stephen Leo at the plate. Austin Johnson trying to close it out. A reminder, we'll be back with coverage of softball tomorrow against San Bernardino Valley. Swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes. Slow roller on the right side. Terry to his left. Close play at first. Let's watch here one more time on the replay. Boy, that is close. Keenan Shaw will be the batter. Big swing and a miss for Shaw. No balls and a strike. Shaw 3 for 24 at the plate on the season. Popped up. Shallow center. And Blackwell going to get there and wrap it up. AVC cruising to a 26-6 win. They break the 3-game losing skid. They're back to 500, and they'll get ready to head up and take on West Hills Coalinga for a pair of games later in the week. It's a final from Lancaster for everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com. Thanks so much for joining us. So long, everybody. Have a great night.